I've been an artist my whole life, so it was kind of an easy transition, but I'd done a lot of things, a lot of other things kind of had come to an end, and I needed to move forward with something, and I knew a lot of people that were already tattoo artists. I had been tattooed a ton, so I kind of had one foot in that world already, and it was an easy transition being an artist. To be a tattoo artist is, to me, it's more than being an artist. This is your, like, a lifestyle that you kind of take on, and it's there's just more to it than just drawing and being able to go home and kind of pick it back up when you're ready. It's a 24/7 ordeal. So I think that's something that maybe the fine art community maybe doesn't understand as much. One of my customers is getting their first tattoo. I mean, I'll bring them in. I'll kind of go over the process a little bit with them. I'll set everything up in front of them. They can see the sterile setup. They can see just the cleanliness of what's going on. They can see that the needle is a pre-packaged, sterile, single-use needle, that kind of stuff that's important. And then explain to them kind of what the details are, to a certain degree, what it's going to feel like, how they're going to feel, what they can and cannot do, what's an important thing for their part in the tattoo. I was a graffiti artist. I drew and mostly like pencil drawings, like when I was younger, but that transitioned into graffiti art. The other things that I've done art-wise have contributed to style and to my knowledge. Like, being a graffiti artist has given me an understanding of color and composition. There's a lot of things that you wouldn't think about, but I understand what colors go together because of that, because of graffiti art, and that plays a big factor in tattooing. I've been tattooing for about 12 years, but before that I think it was around 14-month apprenticeship that I apprenticed under Ryan Pauloff, who mentored me and taught me how to tattoo. So 14-month apprenticeship, then started tattooing professionally. Never out of my house or anything like that. Always at a shop though. I think having a Mexican background affects it for sure. I mean, there's a big Chicano style that's I've always embraced and think is cool. Just growing up thinking it's cool. So a lot of that artwork that comes from that culture has always been a big influence on me. Doing lettering and black and gray work and that kind of stuff has always been a huge influence for sure. Style-wise, that just kind of naturally seeps in with serape, you know what I mean, and that kind of stuff with some of the stuff hanging up in my room. But yeah, when we opened Brass Monkey, we had a lot of support and we had a lot of people who had our backs, and it was because we did good work and, treated customers well. So started out with pretty good reputation and just kind of built on that, and that kind of furthered along the company's reputation as well as just being a solid tattoo shop. Well, the name was just, we kind of got put under pressure to come up with a name because we had to put it on a lease. And we presented it to the landlord, who is a 70-some-year-old woman, and let her pick, and she picked Brass Monkey. Starting with a base from where I grew up in the East Side, again, is more just loyal people and people that really have supported me, and those people are all here in Toledo. I think the growth of artwork in downtown Toledo is amazing. I think it's being around here for long enough to know and see downtown when there was nothing going on and it being kind of a wasteland, to just the growth it's had in general is pretty amazing, and the amount of people that go downtown for the fun of it is cool. And then of course I feel like a lot of that artwork that is downtown, it did start in the South End, in Latino communities, and that definitely had a bigger part bringing that kind of element into Toledo, which is awesome. I think it's great. I think it's a great thing. If I had time, I would help paint murals, but I just don't have time to do that kind of stuff. Lots of people travel here to get tattooed. Definitely people from out of state, people that have moved away that wait till they come back to visit to get tattooed specifically by me, which is an honor. It's pretty amazing that people think that highly of my art and that they would only trust me to tattoo them. But definitely a thing. Definitely very, very cool that people do that. If somehow, some way, what I do can spread out and influence other people, that's awesome. That's great if it does. And if not, I'm okay with that too, though. So I'm not sure there's such thing as a better job than what I have now.